The Fraser River begins high in the Rocky Mountains. It's a Canadian heritage river that's located in British Columbia. This vast waterway is fed by melting glaciers, rain, and runoff from other water systems. What most people don't know is that humongous fish have been living here since before the dinosaurs. Much of BC's history is bound by the Fraser, partly because it's an essential trade route, the province's main vehicle for early commerce and industry, and the main stage for the gold rush. 150 years ago, thousands of prospectors steamed through the valley. Because of this, the Fraser is heavily exploited by human activities. Despite the barrage of insults to the habitat, the largest freshwater fish in North America resides here, the sturgeon, a living fossil. My good friend Dr. Lane, or Dave as he prefers to be called, heads up the Malaspina project, where he and others work hard to learn more about the vulnerable sturgeon.
Oh, I could tell you stories about sturgeon, but they're all untrue.
Tell me a fishing lie, please.
We talked for hours. Dave told me the scientific name for sturgeon is Accipenser transmountaneus richardson, after Sir John Richardson. The name is as long as the fish itself. He named it transmountaneous since it came from across the mountain. For decades, the Stalo fishermen traded their catch with the Hudson Bay Company. Back in 1887, 249,000 pounds of sturgeon a year were harvested from the river. The good doctor told me about how sturgeon took up residence in train cars that had left the tracks and fell silent into the murky waters of the Fraser. One of the oddest stories he told me was about the sturgeon's ability to live in muddy waters choked of oxygen where no other fish could survive. It seems that this fish has the ability to engage its body in a bizarre state of suspended animation, not unlike death, from which it can emerge at will. Dave had a poignant story about the 1920s and the drainage of Sumas Lake. When the pumps were turned on, it produced 30,000 acres of new farmland. When the plowing and seeding began, live sturgeon were turning up. Stories persisted well into the 1930s about farmers plowing up live sturgeon. That means that some survived in muck in some farmer's field for as long as 10 years.
You know Gord?
Yes,
He's done some wonderful work.
Yeah.
He's one of your past students.
That's right.
Gord brought home just how big these fish really are. He showed me their journey from conception to maturity via the lab. It was my first time seeing a fish hatch.
So what we did was we took samples of the babies as they were hatching. So you can see the heartbeat.
He's hatching. This is a white sturgeon.
This is a white
How
sturgeon.
large do they grow?
Well, the biggest they ever found was in the Fraser River in 1912, and it was 20 feet long
Wow.
and 1,800 pounds.
No kidding.
So this is the day after hatching.
Well, this is probably the only time in the sturgeon's life when its eye is bigger than its head.
The eyes don't really do them much good, so they have to find food some other way. When you think about it, they live in very muddy water, and that's why they have barbels. That's why they have the olfactory organs. They have the electroreceptors on the snout. The barbels actually are covered with taste buds, and so they can actually taste their food before it goes in their mouth. There's the eye, fully developed.
Cute.
See the little barbels, and you can see the nostril just ahead of the eye.
You were a scientist,
Yeah.
but a fisherman as well.
Yeah.
And what did you find out that was so sexy about sturgeon? What kept you in love with these fish for so many years?
It was such a fascinating fish. You've got to remember, you're looking at a fish that's 60 million years old, or the species are, and
They're from before the time of the dinosaur, aren't they?
Put it on. Put it on. Put it on. Put it on.
part of it, when we started this, was that the sturgeon population was badly depressed.
Yes.
And we better learn something about them so that if it became necessary to take action, we had some evidence, we had some information that we could use to assist the sturgeon. There's an interesting story here. A well-known friend of mine whose name won't be mentioned. When I mentioned that, in fact, Canada doesn't have any spawning populations of green sturgeon, he said, but that doesn't matter. They're like many Canadians. They live in Canada, but they go down to the States for sex.
So what have you learned over these years?
Oh.
So much, I guess.
No, not near, so little.
So little.
Yeah. Realistic terms, we know quite a bit about the juvenile sturgeon in the Lower Fraser Valley. We know where they are. We know the numbers of them roughly. And there's some very good work being done right now by the Fraser River Sturgeon Conservation Society on population dynamics of slightly bigger sturgeon.
Great work continues to be done as well with the Malaspina project.
Our ancestors will show the way in all we do, in all we say. This is our home, we won't give in. Put it on the wind. Oh, put it on the wind. Put it on the wind. It's carried like a sea. Put it on the wind. It's how it's always been. You ask for what you need. Put it on the wind. Put it on. Put it on. Put it on.
Oh, the train, the train. That's like going back in time. I love trains.
I love trains.
In 1993, giant sturgeon as big as 800 pounds and 12.5 feet long, likely over 100 years old, were washing up dead along the banks of the river. This large-scale disturbance, although studied, was never understood, and it occurs from time to time even today. The result is a complete ban from killing the slow-growing sturgeon. When Dave lands his fish, it will be tagged and quickly released. The data gained from this practice will serve as a guide for the future of these gentle giants.
Oh, good. I'll be the secretary here.
Perfect.
This is called the fork length that we're doing?
Yeah.
This is the fork of the tail.
The fork of the tail. Oh, that makes sense.
Total length is to the end of the tail, and standard length is to the base of the tail.
Okay.
You're handy to have around.
He is, isn't he? 116.5.
116.5.
Yeah.
That's a little more than 3 feet. I'm pretty accurate again.
Yes, you are.
So now you're gonna put the tag in. This is the first time I've registered a fish through a tagging program.
Really?
The sturgeon looked like a cross between a shark and a catfish, in my opinion. This primitive bottom-dwelling fish with its large head and mouth and cylindrical body has a disproportionate small eye and poor vision. The 4 barbels in front of its toothless mouth are used to find food. The sturgeon doesn't have scales, but rather it sports a dinosaur-esque armor of scutes along its body.
And you can see the gills. You notice the blood cells going through the gills. So what happens is they flare their gills very rapidly. Notice the gills there are still quite exposed there, and notice the blood going through the gills.
Yeah.
See the big scutes.
They look really sharp.
They are very sharp.
What is that?
Well, he was just gone to the bathroom.
I was afraid you were gonna say that. Oh no.
Hey.
What goes in must come out.
What goes in, yeah. But we like to see that. We want to see poo. If we don't see
You're just
them
like
pooing,
any other proud papa, aren't you?
That's right. There's the teeth.
Look at the poo. Look at the poo. And why did you guys start tagging these fish?
Originally, remember we mentioned the sturgeon deaths? Just make sure that he's all right.
10,000 years we the wind. Our elders taught us how to pray. Thank Mother Earth every day, to honor all that lives within and put it on the wind. Oh, put it on the wind, put it on the wind. It's carried like a sea. Put it on the wind, it's how it's always been. You ask for what you need, put it on the wind.
I hope you had your Wheaties this morning.
You know, these fish are unbelievably powerful.
Yeah.
He's gunshot metal gray, isn't he?
Yeah.
That dinosaur.
Yeah.
He had such a small eye and a pointy nose like a mole.
Yeah. Each fish is individual, the way it's marked, and quite unique. Okay. And
I know the fish are very sharp. You don't need gloves. They've got their scoots.
Anybody that's smart would be wearing
Gloves.
but we've been tagging these fish. It's getting close to 10 years. We've got around 45,000 tags into fish. We've sampled around 64,000 fish. So what it's doing is it's giving us a lot of good data to manage this fishery for the future. And this tag will actually stay in the fish for the life of this fish, probably 150 years, hopefully. Wow. That's how long these tags are good for.
You very rarely hear of an 18-foot sturgeon being taken. As a matter of fact, probably almost never anymore. But yet, at the turn of the last century, there were 18-foot sturgeon out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sturgeon readily lived to 100 given the opportunity.
So what are we fishing with?
Well, the equipment is, it's actually a custom designed sturgeon rod.
Ooh.
8 feet in length. It is, you need heavy enough equipment to handle the fish. You need a very good smooth drag system. And you need enough line capacity to hold probably 100 to 150 pound test line.
I'm noticing that the rod tip is bouncing. Yeah.
So it's important to be able to pick up on the light bites, but you also want to have one good hook setting power for setting the hook. And then if you get a big fish on, you want to have the power of the rod.
When you get a big fish on.
When we get a big fish, which will be shortly, then you have the power to actually handle the fish. There are times out here when you hook a big freight train, a big sturgeon, an 8 or 9 footer, where you've got to get the anchor up and chase because you're going to run out of line.
Sturgeon General back here.
Okay, he's all over it. The neat thing about this fishery is when you get a bite, you honestly don't know if this is going to be like a 2-foot fish or a 12-foot fish or a 2-foot wide fish. So it's pretty incredible. So let's just keep the tip steady. If you feel a pull down, good. You pull up and hang on to that rod because it's a bit wet.
Have you ever had anybody lose the rod on you because the fish goes off with it?
Oh yeah, we've had a few rods lost. Actually, we use a whole variety of baits. I mean, we're fishing egg sacks right now because there's a lot of salmon in the river, and and the fish basically eat whatever's in the river. It's a very high protein. Sturgeon start to sniff it, they like it, and they'll grab it. The single eggs that we're using are just done up in a nylon cloth just to keep them together. If you got a female salmon and you cut it open, there'll be two.
Oh my God! Have you ever seen my hook set? Look out, baby, because I just got somebody knocking on the end of this rod here. All I can say is look out.
Okay.
I've ripped the dentures out of a few fish.
Well, I'm going to duck when you set that hook.
Oh, it's going to be kamikaze. Whoa! Come on now.
That's a girl. Oh, yeah. That's a girl.
I got him.
Okay. Let's put that clicker on and just see what you got. Yeah.
Oh.
Awesome.
What do you think, Dr. Lane?
You're doing great.
Man, oh, man. Wow.
What does it feel like, Catherine?
It feels like about a 4-foot fish.
4 foot? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want this fighting belt or are you okay?
I'm gonna go bare naked.
You're gonna go bare naked. Awesome.
Unless I find out it's a bigger fish, in which case.
Well, if you get hurt in there, let me know. That's bigger than a 4-footer, I think. Very good on that hook set.
Oh yeah, maybe it is bigger than 4 feet.
I think it is. I think
maybe?
you've got a good fish there.
It's definitely bigger than 4 feet. I'll go for the belt.
You go for the belt? Okay.
Yeah. You just don't want to look like a wuss going for the belt and you've got
this
like
is the fun part.
a
Okay, I'm gonna try to keep that down fairly low. Okay. I think it's gonna be close.
The sturgeon are the same color as the passenger pigeon, gunmetal gray, and once very numerous as well. I have a what-a-catch story from my fishing buddies that came to mind. Should keep them entertained while I play out my big fish. It's about a pigeon and a fish and how the two have a lot in common. I caught an injured pigeon a few weeks ago by scooping it up in a pink shopping bag. The sturgeon and the pigeon have more in common than you would ever think, and I'll tell you why. This particular pigeon needed medical attention. I presented the pink shopping bag for inspection. They wanted to know what was in the bag before opening it. I didn't think that they would see the urgency in this animal's care if I told them it was a lice-ridden pigeon and not something sexy like a kitten or a glamorous exotic. I told her it was a dove, the symbol for peace. After all, in general parlance, the term dove and pigeon are somewhat interchangeable. She peered into the bag and saw a pigeon, not a dove. I protested by insisting it was a squab, you know, a young bird. She gave me a funny look and told me it was only a common gray pigeon, one of over 300 species, perhaps not worth the expense of trying to save. Well, I told her, if that was the case, then the passenger pigeon, which was once the most numerous species of bird on Earth, would still exist. I had lots of time to think on my drive home. Seems like the challenge of preventing an animal from becoming endangered in the first place is to establish scientific and bureaucratic interest. But how do you do that for something as unglamorous as a fish, a wild mountain flower, or an ugly bug? Most people aren't even aware of their struggle. Scientists call this recruitment failure. The guys wanted to know the ultimate fate of Pigeon Maroon. Turns out he was poisoned. This true story is how I equate the lessons learned from an injured pigeon with the lessons we keep learning about fish. You see, Fish Lake upriver from the Fraser and 4 other Canadian lakes are scheduled to be filled in with mine tailings, a death sentence for a lake. The runoff from this practice could be yet another assault on the gunmetal gray sturgeon, or the panda of the rivers, as I've renamed it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, what a great looking fish.
What a gorgeous fish.
Oh, good girl. Good girl. How's the arms?
Arms are good.
Okay.
It's the cardiovascular I'm having trouble with. Okay, now I don't want to bring him up anymore because I'm already...
No, we're good. Bucket is right there.
Oh dear. You know, he's been caught before. His lip is...
So what you're saying is this is a tagged fish?
Oh, wouldn't that be interesting? We could find out some information.
Yeah, we can. And so the thing is, are you a betting lady?
Yes.
You want to bet whether it's tagged or not tagged?
I bet it's tagged.
For $2?
Yeah, we need a serious bet.
A serious bet.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
Okay.
If I'm right,
yes,
you have to help me with my fishing gear to bring it into the lodge.
Okay.
And if you're right, I have to clean your boat.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I love it. Okay, so we should put this guy in the boat. And coming in, just make sure that sling's open.
Okay, the sling's open.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Well done, guys.
I'm celebrating my catch, but apparently I'm going to be washing Fred's boat later. I would have bet anything that this was a tagged fish.
I have like a drowned cat on my head. My wonderful Russian hat, I just thought, you know, in lieu of the sturgeon, I'd wear my Russian sturgeon hat, but...
You know what, even though it's soaking wet, you still look fabulous.
I think I need, oh, God love you. I think I need like a ball cap. So what's your hope for the sturgeon?
Well, that my grandchildren and my grandchildren's grandchildren will see them.
And will they?
It's a good question.
Oh, I need some hope.
I have hope? Yes, I have hope. I figure that two things will happen. One is we'll get good enough at rearing sturgeon that we can replace the ones we're taking out in a way that is both practical and scientifically sound. I think that'll probably happen, and we'll also be intelligent enough so that we don't screw up the rivers completely.
Now they come with trucks and drills, tell us lies, do what they will. it on the wind. Oh, put it on the wind, put it on the wind. It's carried like a seed. Put it on the wind, that's how it's always been. You ask for what you need. Put it on the wind, put it on the wind, put it on the wind, put it on the wind.
So now you're hauling out, and might I add, new out of the package pantyhose to make your bait sacks.
Yeah.
Do you get your fiance to go in to buy the nylons, or are you man
No,
enough to go in?
I embarrass the heck out of myself. I go in.
You go
and,
in?
Yeah,
Good
and get
man.
ridiculed constantly. But that's okay. Especially when I ask for the double extra large ones. And they go, "Are those for your girlfriend?" And I go, "No, they're for fishing." They say, "Yeah, whatever."
Yeah. What a stash of nylons you have. Okay, this is Fred's stash of girlies. Let's just see what brandy he likes to buy now. Okay. Secret regular beige. One size fits all. Nice. You've made a few of those.
Yeah, thousands of them. So the single eggs, you know, which is the maturest form of salmon eggs, high protein. Obviously, you need something to keep them together, so pantyhose, I mean, anything would work, but pantyhose works really well. Soft. The sturgeon don't seem to mind it, so works out good.
Okay, you want to see an instant replay on the
Yeah,
hook
I
set?
saw that. I saw that stick hit it, so I didn't jump around.